Welcome to another edition of Flames Unfiltered Shorts. I am Brad Burud, one of the hosts of Flames Unfiltered, a podcast you can catch every week talking Calgary Flames hockey. The award show is in the books, and our own Mikael Backlund brings home the King Clancy Award. And boy, this guy has done so much for the community of Calgary, and just a great representative of Calgary on the ice and off the ice. And I was happy to see him win this award tonight. Well deserved. It's been a rough couple weeks in Calgary, and much like last summer, right? You know, we've been down this road before. And I guess we're all just hoping that this week's draft goes good and everything with that. The news that Backlund won tonight is a breath of fresh air. It's a win for a guy that's been, you know, consummate flame. He's been everything we could have ever asked for. The perfect third line center. He does everything out there. It's been reported lately that he may not want to stay in Calgary. It was originally reported, though, that he wanted to be in Calgary and wanted to be the captain, and the captaincy meant a ton to him. And that was reported by a lot of different NHL insiders. I thought it sounded very uncharacteristic of Mikael Backlund to... I'm not saying that I don't think he wants to be the captain. I thought it sounded uncharacteristic that he would go into the press with that. Who knows where he actually stands on that. I do know this. This is... A lot of people are saying, you know, ship Backlund off and let's get what we can for him. He's getting older. And I agree with you. But if you think back and you look at Backlund's play in some key times, when we got ousted by the Oilers, I thought Mikael Backlund was our best player. And last year when we didn't have a captain, and I'll be the first to admit I blew off the importance of a captain last year. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was a tiny bit of the massive problem that took place in Calgary last year. Did Mikael Backlund kind of look like he was the flame that was the captain last year, but without the C on his jersey? I thought so. He was one of the first that was up in front talking after a tough loss. He took a lot of heat last year. It was reported at the end of the season by a couple different players, and Mikael Backlund was one of the few players that stood up to Sutter and challenged him on different things. And, you know, you can put a C on a guy or you cannot put a C on a guy. But last year I thought Mikael Backlund acted as one of the leaders on this Calgary Flames team. So what do we do with Mikael Backlund? If he wants out, I guess he wants out, and he'll go his separate ways. And hopefully, if he says he's not going to resign, that we will be able to turn that into some sort of picks or prospect or a standard player. We're going to need those too. We're going to need roster players. Mikael Backlund as a third-line center of this team is important. He's not only defensive responsibility, helps his team, he wins key face-off. He was a finalist, or not a finalist for the Selke, but finished in the top 10 voting in Selke. He's done a lot for this organization on and off the ice, and I really hope we can keep him. Now, he's coming off of a contract of $32.1 million, a 5.35 cap hit, which I don't know. Did he play up to that? Yeah, I would argue that he did. But now he's heading into his 30s, and where do we go? How long do we sign him for? I know he's going to want a longer term deal, where I don't know that I can give him a longer term deal, even though I'm probably one of the biggest Mikael Backlund fans out there. What's his comparables? Joe Pavelski, 3 years, $7 million. I hope we don't go that. Jeff Carter, you could say, would maybe be another comparable. Maybe not quite as much, but he's 2 years, 3.1. My guess is Backlund's deal is sandwiched in between those two. I would project maybe 3 years, 4.75 for a total of 14.25. 3 years, maybe you go up 5.25 and make him the captain. I think this guy would be a great leader for this team. And I know right now when our priority is maybe getting younger, is signing a guy at Backlund's age to a long-term deal a smart thing to do? Maybe not, but maybe this is the guy that can lead this youth into the next phase of the Calgary Flames. He'd be my pick. We'll have to wait and see if Mikael Backlund wants to be a Calgary Flame first and foremost. But my gut tells me he's the guy that would really help this organization grow into the next Calgary Flames. It's going to be an interesting week here. We got the draft ahead of us. We've got free agency coming up. Lots of moving parts. Lots of guys stating they want out. I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll see what happens with this Calgary Flames. I think Mikael Backlund, re-sign him, 3-4 years, put a C on him, and complete his career in the city he should, and that is Calgary. I love watching him play over the years, and I'd like to watch him play a few more. And I'd like to congratulate him on the King Clancy an award that really, really tells deep down what a great guy Mikael Backlund is. Well, Flames fans, let's see what happens at the draft. Let's see who we get. Let's see what moves get made. You can check out Kyle and I on Flames Unfiltered. You can check us out at flamesunfiltered.ca. You can check us out on all social media at Flames Unfiltered. We do this show every single week. During the off season, we do a little bit more sporadic. Flames Hockey Talk every single week. Check that out. This week's show is going to be a good one. We're going to be recapping the draft and free agency, and probably some trades in Calgary, because I got a feeling there's going to be some action this summer, just like we had last summer. Maybe not to that extent, but we'll see.